what we'll do is we'll start off the call with Muhiz giving advice on how he got his first client. It's actually in record time. He got his first client before even joining phase 2. So he broke the record, and hopefully you guys will see that and kind of replicate that moving forward, because it's I think called the Roger Bannister effect, where I'm not sure about the specifics, but it was like the 1 minute mile, something like that he broke, and everyone saw that and they were like, okay, cool, it's possible, and then everyone started doing it, so it became a standard then. But anyway, I'll move it over to Muhiz. Muhiz, please just give us mindset advice, more about your confidence that you had on the consultation. It's not just for people right now, but this is also being recorded, so other people will watch it. So just practical advice that people can use to land their first client as quick as possible.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I think the main advice that I would give, don't overlook your own personal network. A lot of that time we get bugged up thinking we need to find new people that we don't know, call up new businesses. However, we overlook our own network, and ultimately, like our family, our own friends, they already have like their own established businesses set up. So when someone you have like a personal relationship, you're a lot more likely to convert someone that already knows you, they trust you, compared to a stranger. So I'd say maybe maximize and utilize the people in your own network firstly, and secondly, in terms of the mindset, I don't think I was very confident because I didn't really know what I was doing with my first client. He told me he had a cleaning company, and although that's not even the niche that I've chosen, I knew this is someone that would benefit from marketing, because like essentially I feel like marketing services, they apply to any business, any industry. And he was sort of speaking, he was asking for a very niche as well. It's quite difficult what he was asking. And I was just like, yeah, we can do that. I'm sure we can get you results. And the reason why I was confident is because I know like Arzum was like, we have him there as a coach. So any sort of questions, any guidance that we need, he's also there for us. I feel like just having his support is sort of what like also made me very confident in that like consultation. I feel like if it wasn't for him, maybe I wouldn't have been confident selling the services, or I think I would have struggled to convert him. But because of his guidance and how he like made me structure the offer for him, it worked, and alhamdulillah I managed to convert him. He was someone that I knew. It was a friend of a friend sort of thing. Just through like a casual conversation. We were actually in the sauna when we met. Just casual conversation, how are you doing? And he actually has a law firm, and he's like, I've started a side hustle and just like that. And I thought, oh, maybe this might be the right time to tell him that I'm doing something different now. And just like that, someone that I didn't really expect to even be doing business with. And alhamdulillah, he signed up. So I say, yeah, that's my 2 pieces of advice that I'd give.
No, I love that. And, we basically told everyone to do Project One, which Project One literally says use your personalized network.
Yeah.
A list of 40 people that, not just people that you know, but people in the local area, people that you might know have a business, or mutual friends, or businesses that you visit regularly, or businesses that you used to visit regularly. But yeah, anyway, Project One, do that first, and then Project Two, simply just do phase 2. And that's basically what Maurice said, and I really appreciate Maurice, you giving that advice. It really, really, helps people see, okay, this clearly works, so I just need to go ahead and do the action steps this week and do that for myself. So anyway, moving on to the presentation that I prepared. I'll try and do this every week. I have been doing it for the past 2 weeks, and people have found it beneficial. So I'll continue to do it as much as I possibly can. But at one point, you kind of run out of all the useful advice that you can give. But anyway, sharing my screen now. What we'll do is, if you guys can drop a 1 in the chat if you are following with what I'm saying, 2 if you don't, just so I don't just keep speaking and no one understands anything, because the whole point of this is you guys to take benefit. So I'll share my screen. Please just confirm if you can see it. I'm sure everyone can see it. Anyway, so I don't want to go into the wishy-washy mindset stuff, because that's personally something I don't believe in. I believe in practical advice that really does something inside of your mind that allows you to go ahead and take action. It needs to be something that impacts you for you to be able to kind of do the action. So it all starts with something that connects with you, clicks with you, then you take the action. Action is basically the stuff that I've already given to you, Project 1 and 2. So the whole point of this presentation is allow you to kind of be in that mindset, or that state of mind that allows you to then take the action this week. Action equals result. So my goal here, and this is a disclaimer that I have to give, considering the times that we're in right now, my goal here is for you to take action, not to offend anyone. I'm just trying to motivate people by maybe calling out certain behaviors, but not like individuals themselves. So do not get offended, right? Today's topic is setting the intention. A lot of people I've heard, and I speak to so many people every single week, and they say, I'm afraid to set goals or intentions to do certain things, income goals, etc., because I'm afraid if I actually do that and I don't actually get the result, I'll be depressed, and I don't want to be depressed. You can kind of understand where they're coming from, but that is literally the worst thing that you could possibly do. And I'll give you this example. I call it the kitchen example. Right now, if you wanted to get up from where you are right now and go to your kitchen, would you just expect your body to do it randomly? Everything that you do, every action that you take, you set the intention first, and then your body just kind of follows along with it. When it comes to driving, you sit in the car, you don't think to yourself, okay, I'm going to hold the steering wheel right now and then put the gear into first gear and then so and so. You set the intention, this is the destination, your brain and your body kind of connects together and it does the job. So that's kind of what we need to do with our goals. Don't be so passive with things. Actually set the intention, right? So setting the intention is incredibly important. Really having utter clarity. The more clarity that you have with what you want, then realistically you can reverse engineer from there and know exactly what to do, exactly what you need to do next to actually then hit that goal that you have. Although on the other hand, what a lot of people do, like myself, is be so focused, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to get to this goal, that you push so hard against the goal and the actions that it just doesn't happen. And I can tell you very confidently after being in business for a decent amount of time that when you really need something to happen, it doesn't happen. So what you need to do is kind of have a balance of pushing and pulling. So then pushing, doing the actions, and then pulling as in not caring as well. Okay, happens, amazing, doesn't happen, doesn't really matter. That kind of puts off the pressure and takes that nervous energy, that neediness energy away from you for you to actually then effortlessly get your goals. So a balance of pushing and pulling. One thing that I fall into a lot is like really wanting something, really desiring something, and then I feel like pressed against the wall, like I'm doing everything I possibly can, but I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But when you're pushing and pulling, doing the effective actions and taking a step back, okay, what's happening? What do I need to do next, etc. It gives you time to analyze what's happening. What do I need to do next? Strategize. Now, what I would want you guys to do is forget all previous perceptions of how things should be in business, or how things are meant to be, or how you thought things should be while owning a business or while starting a business. Just forget all of that, because actions, thoughts leads to results, and the results that you had, you clearly did not like them. That's why you are in this program. So forget about all the mindset things that you knew before, and really, trust this process. Trust the program. It's proven. You've seen a million people succeed at this. Just trust the KPIs and have positive expectations from Allah. Moving on to procrastination, and it does relate to having positive expectations from Allah. The biggest reason for procrastination or not doing the work is because you just don't believe you doing the work will result into what you actually desire. Like if you knew, guaranteed, if you did, the KPIs or the project 1 and 2, guaranteed someone will give you a paycheck of 1-2K. Absolutely, you will do it. It's just that deep down you believe you doing it will not work. And that's kind of going back to the point of having positive expectations from Allah. Why wouldn't you have positive expectations from Allah? You're not getting results in life. Like, do you ever think to yourself, maybe I just don't expect good things from Allah? And that's a huge problem that I have to go through. And one thing I ask myself, why not? Why shouldn't I have positive expectations from Allah? Now, expectation is probably the most important things. Like, do you ever kind of wake up one day and expect not to live? You kind of just expect things to happen, and it happens. Do you ever like not expect to eat your lunch or dinner? You just kind of expect things to happen, and it always happens. So here's one thing for you guys to think about. Like, why not expect that you will definitely get the result and just let it happen? You just do the action steps and keep going. And to be honest, that's what has allowed me to get to my goals pretty effortlessly, that I just expect the good thing to happen, because why would I expect the wrong thing to happen? It's like putting your energy that you could have put into doing the actions that will allow you to get the result, but putting that energy instead onto focusing on what you don't want. So why would you do that? Is everyone with me so far? Please, can you drop a 1 in the chat? You can drop a 2 if you think I'm waffling. Perfect. See, 1's coming in. Oh, next slide is now to get the results. All it takes is booking 30 consultations. Like, leave all the emotions out. Only involve emotions. Now, this is a very, very crucial part with starting any sort of business. It's just dealing with emotions. We don't need emotions, especially at the beginning of business. All it does is it makes you focus on the things that are not working. You focus more on that. Again, you procrastinate because you believe the outcome that you don't want is more likely to happen. So you don't do the action, and then it kind of confirms what you believe in already. So what I'm saying is just leave emotions out, focus on the KPIs, do project 1 and 2, and you'll get the results. Only time that I involve emotions is while I pray for something. That's it. There's absolutely no need to involve emotions. Like, it really, really is the worst thing you could possibly do, especially at the beginning, because there's a lot of resistance at the beginning. Now, the answer isn't trying, whether you're trying to do it or not. It's either you book 30 consultations or you don't. 30 consultations is what will lead to the goals that you've all told me on our first call. How do you book 30 consultations? Just do project 1 and 2. That is it. Now, this business is heavy on effort rather than financial investment, like, relatively. You know, you've invested into this program because you just want the right answers. The things that I've learned over the past 4 years, I'm just giving you the right answers. I got my first client after 55 consultations because I didn't know what structure to use. I didn't know what offers were. But Moise, for example, he got his first client within his first consultation, right? So it's just kind of getting the right answers, and knowing that it's heavy on effort rather than financial investment relative to other businesses where you have to invest like hundreds of thousands or even 10, 20, 30K to get something started. Now, all you need to do is just trust that this process is proven. It's $1 billion industry. There's a huge need for it. Just keep doing the actions. And if you stick to it long enough, you'll live a life most people dream of. Now, some things I might be saying are repetitive, but why wouldn't they? The right answer doesn't change. All you have to do is just book 30 consultations. Don't be emotional. Hit the KPIs. You'll get the result. That is it. Now, can you make sure, for the sake of your goals this week, you all hit the KPIs? Just type a yes or a no in the chat. Amazing. I see yeses. All right, perfect. Now let's keep you accountable to that. So I see everyone saying yeses. But anyway, like, ending this presentation off, is there any inputs or questions? Please stay relevant to the topic. Go on, Samira.
So, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. So I just wanted to add in some advice that I prepared for this week. The number one thing is pretty much related to your presentation today, but when it comes to setting goals, sometimes, it's effective for certain people to write their goals down and look at it every single day before putting in the effort or doing the action steps. And sometimes for certain people, it's not that effective. But with the goal, to be honest, sometimes we really have to simplify it down and keep one thing in mind. So the one thing that I advise everyone to do is think about the very reason why you invested into this program and this mentorship. It's because you have the desire to get somewhere, right? So because of that desire, relate that back to why you're putting in all the effort and all the actions in that first place, and then relate that to the worst possible thing that you can think of if you don't reach that goal or that desire. So for me, I'm so adamant on, because I'm a big helper. I like to help the people around myself and me. Sometimes I do put a lot of people before myself. So that was my biggest fire and my biggest drive. And whenever I'd feel like I can see myself slacking or not putting in the effective actions that I always should, I remind myself, okay, I pull myself back to reality and I'm like, I know I'm tired. I know I'm getting nervous speaking to this person, or it's natural. Sometimes we have to deal with certain difficult people that throw in all sorts of questions or accusations out of nowhere. It's literally life and it happens. But when that did happen to me, and sometimes still happens to me now, I literally just have to pull myself back together and immediately think, but this is all going to be worth it one day because I invested in this for a reason to escape this. And if I don't do this right now, the worst possible thing that, I can think of, like, in my head, what I know it is going to happen. And I can't afford to put myself or, for example, my family through that. So I use that as a drive every single day. And I know this is going to sound a bit harsh, but sometimes we just have to like pull ourselves together and just do it. And the other thing is like when it comes to anxiety and stuff, it's natural. It's always going to happen. It's never the sad reality is that it's never going to escape. But as if you put in the actions step by step, slowly, that anxiety will go. So it's all about, again, how bad you want it and think about that worst possible outcome that you don't want and use that as a drive then to keep like helping you push every single day, no matter what.
Absolutely. No, I love that. It's just, these couple of points that Samira and I have shared, hopefully one of them has clicked, and allows you to actually take the action. Wallahi, guys, really are here to help you. And it's just on you to actually do the action because it's never mentioned that this was a get rich quick scheme. You will have to put in the action, and inshallah, you'll get the result. It's just about actually doing the 100 spoken to. That's what the dream number is. If not, then you haven't hit the KPI and you won't get booked consultations. But anyway, guys, we'll end it here. We won't drag it out for too long. Any questions people want to ask? Anything you want to discuss?
Yeah, hello. I just had a quick question actually.
Sure.
So, obviously, like my situation with my laptop that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is like even though I probably could get 30 consultations, like, would it be necessary for me to have the laptop? Because I don't know how I wouldn't like necessarily explain.
Yeah. So look, you don't need it, but
Yeah.
it's always going to help if you have it. You don't need anything. You don't need anything other than a simple phone, a smartphone. Everyone has a smartphone, so you don't need the laptop, but it's always preferable that you do, so you can share your screen, etc. But don't stress about it too much. And inshallah, I'm here for you through text messages as well. And also, Basit, you don't have to come to phase 2 calls anymore. You're on phase 3. You can if you want to.
Yeah.
Awesome. That reminds me of a really important fact that I wanted to make. I'm not having a dig, I promise I'm not, but with that also it comes to finding a way to make it happen. So like even if you don't have the facility to do something, you can always find a way to make it happen some way or another. And that's one thing I also put on myself, like, okay, cool, this didn't happen, it's life. I'm going to make a way for that to happen in some way or another. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. When you need something to happen, you just find a way. It's just humans being resourceful. Like when you need something to happen, you just find a way to do it. But yeah, guys, inshallah, let me know if you need anything. Always here on WhatsApp. Let me know if I can provide you any sort of extra help, extra support to be able to kind of speed up the process and help you further. But yeah, we'll end the group call here.